G'day, today we have a look at the brand new level in Mini Metro. This one's called Budapest, and we're going for the achievement in this one, which is called From Buda to Pest and Back Again, where you need to deliver 1,200 passengers only having 2 tunnels. So let's see how we go now. It's definitely been a while since I played this, so forgive me if I'm a little bit rusty, but let's see how we go. Definitely be a bit weirder playing it since spending so much time in mini motorways, that's for sure. So, from the old, it feels like this game looks a bit different. Like they've sort of changed the circles and squares. They look a little sort of more white and thinner outside lines. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe it's just been so long since I played. But the way that obviously I start, same as my older strategy, was that you want to make sure that you've got at least a circle, a square, and a triangle on all lines, which you can definitely see that we've already got here. I'll just lock that up. And so we've already got 2 tunnels, so we want to make sure that at the end of the week we never purchase tunnels, because that's never going to benefit us, because we shouldn't be using them. And predominantly I would imagine that our tunnels are going to be used to get over to that square. We will take the carriage at this point, I think, and give that to them. And what we might do is, since we're just holding on to 4 trains at the moment, we'll just give both lines 2 trains. There's no point in sort of being a little bit acted up at this point and sort of just sitting on a train, since you can move a train in a moment's notice in this. Now, one thing that's definitely easier about this game than mini motorways is that you can react very suddenly to something being a problem. In mini motorways, you do have to sort of make sure you're prepared for something that's going to become an issue well in advance, because you need the guys to sort of have the time to get over there and address it. Whereas in this game, nowhere near as bad. Now this line is definitely clunky looking at the moment, and we probably can pivot this into 2 different lines. That's going to hurt, because part of the benefit of up here is we had so many, we had so many circles, but a triangle breaking them up. Now the only triangle we've got on that side is there. It's not great. So what we'll do is we'll just pause for a second, and we will take, we don't want him, we'll take that and that off this line, and we'll leave them running through there, and then we'll have a second line whose job is to do that. Now it means that both, this guy's not going through that triangle. I don't know if we should change that. I don't think for now he needs it. It means that both of them are meeting at this triangle, both of them are meeting there, but basically we want a triangle on both lines. That's why we've got that. We need a square on the lines, which is why we've got that. That's great. That means that we can take him off that triangle, give that to him, and then we've got them both on that, because if we can avoid it, we don't want lines having to drop off people at a unique. So for example, you can see this guy here. What's going to happen is red have to pick up this shape on one of these 2 stations and then carry it the entire length. I mean, what we could do is use this as our second river crossing and put him over there as well to sort of ease that burden. We'll just set up for now. Like I said, we're not going to buy any more tunnels, so hopefully should allow us to remember that we've used our 2 tunnels and we're not going to have any more. The fact that we literally don't have any more tunnels to use. Take the line, because we're already using all our lines. We'll give him a carriage, and we will give him a second train. Now we might just sort of have him do that weird little line too. We'll just give both of them the option of getting there, so really the onus is on yellow to sort of shift it across. Now this guy here isn't doing too crash hot either, so what we might do is give him to yellow, See if yellow can clean that up a little bit better. And we've got to address this guy. Now, we don't want to have 3 of the same style in a row, which is what we would have if we connected him. So we're just going to give that to red. Again, that's a pretty long line that red's going to have to take on there. So we might take that off red, give that to blue. You can see there are a lot of stations that are currently struggling with the way we are. We'll go the carriage. We'll pause for a second. We will give this to red. Get rid of that. We'll give him the carriage so he can go hopefully clean that up in this moment. We will give that to red, I guess. There's no circles at that end, so at least it means that from here they can take circles north to help out. There's the first of our achievements, 400 mark. And we will give this to... I give the extra train to yellow. Now what we can do here is you can see there's nothing much going on here, so what we can do is grab this guy and put him there to make him address the worst off of our stations. Certainly this station here is a little bit of a problem, but it's good to see that this must be blue's just gone through and cleaned that up. So keep an eye at the end of the red line here, but he should be there momentarily. Okay, so because we've got this triangle, it means that someone doesn't have to use this triangle anymore. We'll make that red. Swing red that way. What we might do is... yeah, we'll do that. Again, it's not overly pretty, but we'll take it. We do still have the extra line that we're sitting on that we can try and separate some of this out. And this is definitely where this becomes a decision between whether you want more lines or sort of more trains on fewer lines. So what we will do is we will take this guy off and him off and him off. We will go 1, 2, 3. That. So what that should hopefully mean is this one. It's a pain that we've got him down there. We can have a look to see if we can pull part of this off him as well to make life easier. So since we've just taken a few stations off, now the other problem that you can actually have here, sorry, is that because we're now going to have more efficiency because green and yellow sort of are doing splitting their role. What can happen is the pressure on blue and red has just potentially increased. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of the 2 of those. And we'll make a purple line. Job's that. Actually, we'll leave that to yellow because now purple's got the unique, although we can give them the option of the unique as well. So now what we're going to have to do is give a train to them. I think that train will have to be yellow. So we'll jump him off there, put him there. We're over the halfway mark here. That guy means we can get rid of that triangle being on both lines. Just keep an eye on this guy. Clean that up a little bit. Give that to purple. That means purple doesn't need that square anymore, so we'll have purple just connect by the unique. That to red. We'll take the carriage, and what we will do is we will give the carriage to green. So wait a second, just get him to come and address that. Perfect. And we might just chuck him there just briefly, just to clean him up. We can always pull him off that line if we need him. Probably will. I mean, because green just got both of the luxuries of that round. just keep an eye on how, say, purple and yellow are doing. The red line is doing very well for a line that's I've not given any sort of improvements to for a long time. I mean, I guess what I could do is swing purple out to that. But really, we'd want to give purple another drain in order to cover so much ground. It's not so much the stations as it is the ground. You can see he's already having a bail on this guy. We are on Sunday, but he is starting to go. So what we'll do is we'll pull this dark green guy. Sorry, it's just green. Dark green. To temporarily help out here. And we'll take the carriage. Give that to red. Give the carriage to one of the two purple guys. And we'll just keep an eye on who needs this. My guess is it's either going to be red because we've just given them that extra extension. Now, I actually think what we could do is give all these off here, give that to red, and then we can go this way and give yellow that longer distance, because red's the one that's got the more uniques that they're having to look after. Now, if we could get a major station, there's one thing that we've got that we haven't seen yet, which is stations. If we could get a station to cover out this guy, I think we would be quite well off. So what we'll do is we'll get this guy going here. Just try and clean that up a little bit. You can see how much he's just sort of dumped on that line. He's expecting red to take care of the squares because he's heading that way instead of carrying the squares or just sort of leaving them. He's dumped them. Makes sense. Sorry, I might have just faded on my line of thought there. But we're very close here. There we go. 1200, two tunnels. Now, like I said, I'm definitely rusty on this, and also I'd say that high scores were never my strong suit in this one. So we will keep going, see how we survive. But you can sort of see where they've positioned this level in the grand scheme of things. I obviously didn't expect it to be one of the harder levels. I guess in terms of getting that achievement. But, okay, so what we'll do is we'll give the carriage to dark blue because I don't have any at the moment. And we might give the train to the yellow. Put him there. Okay, now we do only have the one guy operating on green. Now he is going to get back to here and I think address that soon enough. We don't need to stress too much. Red is the guy that we probably do have to stress a little bit about, so let's just jump him forward to where he's needed on that line. Now we can, I guess, push him up, although that does mean that there's a fair few circles at the end of that line without a triangle, so we'll connect them to that triangle as well. Hopefully this guy can clean that up. Good. Yeah, green is definitely on a knife's edge, I would say. We certainly do want to give him another hand. But at the same rate, you can see everyone's starting to suddenly escalate here. Much like mini motorways, they do just reach a point where it is breaking point. Okay, so what do we want to get rid of? I suppose if we can cut purple's journey in half, and they only have to deal with that, and then what we can do is give this, let's go through a square. Too many trains going to that station, so we'll give them back those two as well, and we'll cut that off red. So what that hopefully means is that we've now got the light brown on there, and we'll grab this purple guy and we'll shove him down this end of that line. And let's grab this red guy and put him over here. Hopefully I've put him on the right direction on that thing. No, it's the wrong direction, so let's turn him around, send him back that way. I'll have to give them that other circle. So what we'll do is we'll grab this brown guy and just move him across. The fact that, excuse me, the fact that brown is operating, I guess, well, purple rather, is operating with one guy that has a carriage, probably has them better off than the way these guys are. We're going to be in some real trouble here with green. We're going to have to pull the green off another line to get to him. So we'll go this guy. Just as a real quick fix move. Oh, there we go. Too late. Well, there we go. Always nice to return to Mini Metro when they bring out a new level. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. But I guess until next time... actually, I suppose we might want to see what the rankings are on that one, if they have rankings. Yep. What does that put me? 150 so far. Top 5%. Why not? Let's take that for now. Yeah, I guess until next time, I'll catch you later. See ya.